The autonomous learner begins with her head down and hands behind and parallel to the line. Her back is straight and her elbows are locked. Her knee is also firmly planted on the ground and her feet are resting fully on the blocks. In the set position, she looks forward, lifts her hips while keeping her back straight, and inhales sharply in anticipation of the gun. Her first stride begins with her head up and back still straight as she takes off with her non-dominant or left leg. Her left arm or non-dominant arm also swings back, while her right arm or dominant arm swings forward towards her face. In this first stride, she also forcefully exhales. I've been so focused, I've been so locked on you. Ever since you. In this front view, you can see that the autonomous learner's head is down, her hands are face outward and shoulder width apart, and her knee is firmly planted on the ground. Ever since you walked in, baby, you light up. She starts her first stride by taking off the blocks with her non-dominant leg, while her dominant arm swings backward and her non-dominant arm swings up toward her head. Ever since you walked in, baby, you light up the room. Scared to approach you, but I think it's what I want to do. The cognitive learner begins with her head down and her fingers over the line because her hands are facing forward. You can see that her elbows are correctly locked, but her back is hunched and her feet are not resting fully on the blocks, which decreases the power of the push-off. The cognitive learner is looking forward slightly with her back still hunched and her hips raised lower than they should be to achieve maximal energy transfer. Her first stride begins with her head down, back hunched, and her arms by her side. Her body shifted too far forward, and as a result, she loses her balance. Yes, you. After the cognitive learner practices, she starts by looking forward with her hands facing outward behind the line. But her elbows are not locked and her back is hunched. Her knee is firmly planted and her feet are placed properly on the blocks. She shifts into the set position by lifting her head, straightening her back, and lifting her hips. She also corrects her unlocked elbows. Her first stride begins with her back hunched and her arms by her side. Her first strides are steady and long. You got it, something I die to see. The way that you smile, I think that it needs to be. From the front, you can see she starts with her head face forward and with her hands turned out and shoulder width apart. Her elbows are also locked. On her first stride, her head is down and her arms are by her side, minimizing her power to get out of the blocks. I just want 24 hours or even less if that's too much to hold you close. In this side-by-side view, the cognitive learner's skills are far less advanced than the autonomous learner. The cognitive learner still struggles in areas such as the placement of her back, arms, feet, and hips. These skills ultimately give the autonomous learner a faster and more powerful start off of the blocks. You got this look like it's yours. I want it all to be yours. Even if tomorrow I have to let you go. As you can see, while resting in the blocks and getting in set position, the cognitive learner has improved in the curvature of her back and the placement of her head, hips, hands, and feet. If you've seen too much to love me blind. Though she has not yet reached the autonomous learning stage, she has significantly improved from her first trial. With more practice, she can fine-tune her skills to become an expert.
And if you're too smart to love me, dumb. If you've seen too much to love me,